and a holistic coach, and we're going to be talking about how to beat the lockdown blues. So, Inga, what exactly does it mean to be a mindset coach?
So I just tell you a little bit about myself. So
Okay.
I am holistic and mindset coach. What that means
Okay.
exactly is I teach people how to balance more their life, how to find balance in their life. So in a
Okay.
holistic way, with the foods and with the practices we can take, we can live more in balance. It's all mind, body, and our spirit. You know, when they are out of a touch, we don't feel so well. We can have loads of things going on and stuff, and it's very easy to be distracted with everyday life and just forget about yourself. So my job is to remind them and sharing the tools to help them to gain that power back. You know, um, with the mind is very tricky as well. Like people are living their lives, everyday lives, and they're forgetting about. They don't think about themselves really. They just
Oh yeah.
because the mind is after taking everything, so you don't really live from your heart, but you rather live from your mind. And I'm simply there to guide them to the right directions that they get themselves the realization and to simply move them forward, you know. And those tools stay with the people for a lifetime and they can share them with their family and friends, you know. So it is a great job. I absolutely love what I'm doing. I'm passionate about it. So yes, that's in the short term kind of. There's so much more in it. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so Inga, both of us have had several conversations about, about what we're going to talk about, and we were all both excited about what we're going to do because we both agree that, this is a very important topic and a lot of people are going to learn. So earlier on, I was asking you that what exactly, now you touched on it, okay? You touched on it. So what exactly does it mean to leave from your mind instead of your heart? So you touched on it. So what exactly, can you give me examples of what it is like to live through your mind and
Okay.
then to live through
Yeah.
your heart? What's the difference?
So we'll say, for instance, like an example, you working
Okay.
at a job that you don't really like, or you're in a lifetime
Okay.
situation that you don't really like. We'll say you're together with a partner and you think it's a good thing, but deep down, you're not sure about it, but you're still going in a kind of the cycle, you know,
Okay.
pleasing kind of other people. Trying to do many things at the time, and a lot of things we fail because we just don't take one thing at a time. So living through the mind really is, we'll get up in the morning and we have, oh, I need to do this, oh, I have to ring this, I have to do this, that, and we really don't give ourselves a moment to kind of look in and take the step back and like, okay, what is that really I need to do today? Because the mind is dominating, you know, our everyday lives. So when we take a step back and we learn how to go back and try to connect with ourselves, that's where we start living from our heart. So from the mind,
Okay.
we just rushing. From the heart, we, if something even bad happens, we understand and we take it, you know. But the mind is a funny thing, yes. So when you catch yourself thinking about 100 things, which we all do every day, and you're trying to do one thing and then you go to the next thing and then you go to the next thing and you just try, it's like, oh my god, you know. And that's living through your mind, not your heart, you know.
Okay. So Inga, we talked about reprogramming your mind, you know, we talked about reprogramming the mind. And that is one of the ways in which we can break the circle of living through the mind. And so what exactly does it mean for someone to reprogram their mind?
So it's like I said, it's, you know, when the child is starting to tie his laces, starting to learn to tie his laces,
Yeah, the
it's
shoelaces,
like
yeah.
that. It takes step by step. It doesn't happen overnight because
Okay.
of we being so much conditioned to live in a certain way and to think in a certain way that we haven't even how to put this in the words, we haven't really given our times to live and think about and ask ourselves the questions, you know, about the thoughts we have in our head. Now, for example, we think from 60 to 70,000 thoughts every day. Now that's crazy when you're thinking about it. And this is just kind of like the cycle. Now, there is a certain ways how we can, and an easy ways as well, how we can start changing that pattern. It's to, the first thing is to bring awareness of what's happening in your mind. You know, ask yourself questions. That's another thing. By asking yourself questions, you can move, like, why am I thinking this way? Why am I feeling this way? Because a lot of people, they forget about it. They don't ask themselves the questions. They don't dig deeper to understand that. And I think that's the first things kind of to take: awareness and questioning.
Okay. Okay, so in order for us to reprogram our minds, we have to take conscious effort in being aware of the kind of thoughts that we're thinking and why we're thinking. Okay, so the awareness. And Inga, are there any particular kinds of questions that we can ask ourselves in order to reprogram our minds? Because you see, there's so much, like you said, there's so much going on in the mind. As a mom, for example, because you're a mom as well, and even just as an executive, and guys, we have men here, so I'm sure even the men who are interested in learning. So you see, we have a lot of things we're thinking about as a father, as a guy, as an MD. You have, you know, as a mom, as a career person, you know, as a human being in general, as a student, you know, as a child, you have all sorts of thoughts bombarding your mind, and some of them are positive and some of them are negative as well. So how do we then, is there any technique of mind reprogramming?
If someone really want to start working on that, I would recommend to do a little journaling. Not everyone likes that, but
it's journaling, writing down your thoughts.
Writing down your thoughts, but really it's writing down the question first and then writing down the answer. So that will help you to figure out what's happening in your head, and it also going to bring awareness to it. You know, when you're going to write down everything and then you're going to have a look at it, and you're like, okay, I didn't thought I actually feeling this way about such and such, or it could be anything, because like you said, we have so many different situations in our lives and we think about different things. Now I have it here as well, some of the questions what I was writing down, which you can ask, you know, like every day you can write down the question and just ask yourself, how do I feel today? You know, how do I want to feel today? That's one thing. We'll say about a certain situation. Why do I feel in such a way for X, Y, and Z? And then you ask that question to yourself and you sit down and you write down the answer for yourself, you know? And there's different questions which you can ask yourself, and it's like a little exercise really to bring awareness to it then okay, this is how I was feeling it. Okay, kind of it might bring you awareness that for your next step, what you would like to take then. So
Okay. So from what, okay, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
no, I am
Go
happy.
ahead.
I am happy out to share the questioning if anyone is interested. Like the first 3 or 4 questions, what is really could bring good awareness to you to everyday life, and ask yourself them. So I'm
Okay.
happy out to share those. Yeah. It could be about a loved one. It could be about even a family member, friend, work, anything. And it's the main question, how do I feel about it? And it really makes you think, how do I feel about it? You know?
Okay. So you're saying to us that you want to take questions. Is that what you're saying?
I'm happy out to take questions, yes.
Okay. So would you then like to teach us how to ask? Because what I'm interested in now is the process. So can you give me an example? For example, to say, um, when the lockdown now and we're all in each other's spaces. Some of us have lost our jobs. We don't have livelihoods anymore. And there's a general feeling of despondency and fear and anger and all sorts of things, and all of that. So, for example, I'm a mom and I have, dirty plates in my sink. I have shoes and everything scattered all over the house. And it's bound to get to me. I'm bound to get to feel irritated and all of that. So, how do I, in the process, how do I reprogram my mind from being very upset and irritable to being more calm?
Okay. Now there's a really few things that can be done. You can write for yourself down on a piece of paper what would be your perfect day. You know what your perfect day for you looks like. And I know we are in such a situation, everyone, that there's a lot of people miss socializing and things like that. But when you sit with yourself in that moment and just think about it, what could be how your perfect day looks like with your kids and with your family? How would you like to spend your time with your family? How would you like what kind of time you would like to give to your housework, and things like that. There's also such a other, like in a holistic way, if we're looking at it, we're talking about the essential oils and relaxation ways, how we can calm our mind. I personally think, from my experience, the breathing exercises are really, really good tool, and it really works. It helps with everything, especially when we have those moments when we feel that we're just going to snap now. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the deep breathing exercises are really, really beneficial, and not only for calming our mind, but it's also beneficial for our whole body. We breathe every day, and we actually forget about the importance of breathing as well.
Breathing. Okay.
So breathing, essential oils, and I would really suggest to write down what your perfect day looks to you.
Okay.
For everyone, it can be a different perfect day. For me, for instance, my perfect day is wake up, have a quality time with my family. Now, we don't want to be in each other's faces 24/7 either, because we are. I would have my me time. I would go out for walk. I might meet a friend out for walk and go to the park, because socializing is one of the important thing for us as human beings. We need to socialize to be connected.
Okay.
And when we are connected, it some friend might inspire you, or your
Okay.
neighbor can inspire you. That's just like a chain going. So there's many things really, but
Okay.
it's definitely to get it. Yeah.
Okay, so Inga, we're going to talk about the 8 steps later on, okay? Because we're going to get there. We're going to build up to that point. Now, we talked about triggers,
Yeah.
and so we all clamped it in the house. We're all clamped at home, and there's a lot of irritation going on, and sometimes, statistically,
The kids
we're
can
thinking
trigger you in such a way that you're just gonna
yeah,
go,
and then they
oh,
know
crazy.
yeah, and then and then they know the kind of buttons that they push. So sometimes you have husband and wife, together for a long time. I mean, this is the first time I can tell you that we've had, a lot of married people stay together for long, or brothers and sisters, and all sorts of living situations. People are in there for a very long time. In the past, it would have been so we go to work in the morning, the children go to school, we have times for ourselves, a little escape. But now everyone is in. So how can we live in harmony with ourselves, our significant others, our children? How do we live through those buttons?
So the question then comes down to what harmony is for you, because for a lot of people, everyday life is being stressful as well. When you look back, it's like an old life. Everyone's been rushing around, and they've been happy out because they haven't been together for 24/7,
Okay.
But to find that balance, it's really, it could be challenging in a way, because if you're not, we'll say, with a person all the time together, and then suddenly you're stick together for for such an amount of time, it might be really challenging. Yeah. But then also it might also open, and you can think about it, this is what is good for me, or this is how it's. Now I'm talking about people who are maybe not the families, who are not with the kids and stuff like that. So everyone has the challenging time. For the families, I'm just going to talk from my experience. It is it is really to balance everything out with the kids and stuff, finding that together time and the separate time might not be easy. But if we can work together, as we'll say, we can watch the movie together, or we can go outside for a walk together, when you have that time, we'll say, for the kids have the school now and homeschooling, and can be really tough. And you have those moments when you think that you're going to explode, right? So just walk away from that, and you can ask yourself a question again: why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling like that? Take the deep breath, ask yourself, what can I do differently in that moment?
Okay.
Yeah. So I also think it's all about to talk with each other, like with the kids and with the partner or husband, because we're all in it kind of together. Like the kids doesn't have, they play around, so you have to think about them to have more fun. Not all the kids want to be stuck with their parents at home all the time. They want to be out with their friends, So, and it's also to find the balance for the kids as well. Going outside and play, trying to do like we at home doing the meditation. And the meditation, not everyone might think, oh my God, meditation, because it might not be for everyone. But you don't have to do the meditation for half an hour or an hour. You can do meditation simply for 5 minutes. And when the kid is naughty and you can see that he's all going crazy, this is how you can calm him down as well. You can just put him aside, just sit with yourself for 5 minutes and breathe. And you will see the definite benefit for the kids as well. Like it works in my kids when they are naughty or they don't want to, like exercising is another thing. Exercising is really good because it stimulates your body and your brain. If someone has some kind of equipment at home, they can do that. Like we did it today at home. My partner went on a spinning bike, and I never went on a spinning bike, and he inspired me. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go on a spinning bike, but not for half an hour, because the thought of half an hour will, oh no, I could not do it. I said, I would just go for 5-10 minutes. And it really works. I've been going on for now over a week. So I'm like, well done, Inga, So there's like these all different things what we can do to kind of stay in that balance. It's to try to do something different,
Okay. Yeah, that's fantastic, Inga. Thanks. And we were talking about, I still want to talk about, because we talked about it this afternoon. Okay.
Yeah.
Where you said, and we agreed, both of us agreed that when you live with someone, we can't avoid the triggers, because obviously there will be triggers, and we agree that we can't avoid the triggers, but we can live, we can navigate them and then live through them. And I remember when you and I first had the conversation about doing this article, and you said that we can't avoid the triggers, but that we can think of ways to go around them, and that is where choice comes in.
It is all about the choice what we do make in that moment, really. The triggers, anything can trigger. Like for me, could trigger my child, because his toys are all over the place, and that could make you,
exactly,
because I like tidy place, because this is what I like, and will you tidy up your place? And he wouldn't do it, and then you can feel it that it's building it up, and you have to take that deep breath. And a lot of it as well is we have to give ourselves a break. It's okay sometimes if you have toys all over the place, or if you have dishes in the sink, because our perfect us want everything perfect.
And it drives us mad, doesn't it?
But
and that's where the buttons come, because I have that problem, right? Like I have to see things done properly. So I like to have my house clean, the throw pillows in order, the floor clean, and all of that. And when I see things a little bit out of order, I get like, it takes me to the next level of anger, because
it will drive you crazy.
It's kind of like disorganizes, and because for me to be able to think, I want to have everything in place. And you're saying to me, and you're saying to all the other moms and every other person listening here, that sometimes let it go. Okay.
Yeah.
That the house can be untidy. The plate, we could have dirty plates in the sink. Nobody died. It's okay. You need sometimes to be able to let things be and just give yourself that rest. So it's about choice. My husband always says something to me. He says this to me. He says, like, when things, and he's so chill, the kind of way, like he's just sitting down, relaxing and watching TV, or just chillaxing. I'm like, how do you do that? How? And he says, well, you just have to chill. And he always says to me that I be the choice. You have the power of choice. That, someone can get you upset, things can get you angry, but your response belongs to you. Is that what you're saying to me?
That's exactly it. Yes, that's exactly. it's all from us, because when you're thinking about it, we're living in our heads so much
Oh,
that
yeah. So
don't
that's where living in the
it,
head
don't
comes.
give it a break. We need to get this done. We need to have a tidy house. This we need to cook dinner, and I have to cook this for dinner, and
I get
that,
it.
and it's the thing after thing, and it's not gonna stop unless you're gonna
Oh,
take the step back and okay. So, and declutter your mind. Now, for my personal experience, what I'm doing it now, weekends, I don't do anything. I don't wash dishes.
okay.
I don't clean the house, because that will put a stress on you, because we're doing
Hmm.
every day we're doing the same thing. So I said to myself, you know what, the weekends I'm not doing anything. You know, I'm not going to put my mind on the stress to make sure that everything is perfect, because I'm doing enough.
Okay.
I'm doing
Okay.
enough. Yes. And then what you're going to see, there is a change. We'll say, my partner will tidy up all the toys, or my child is going to clean the dishwasher. So it's when you put things at ease, the things starting to change as well. I know it's hard to believe in that, but that really is the fact. When you really put yourself at ease and relax,
Okay.
and you have these in your mind. Yeah, because
Inga,
it
I
is.
just got this. I just got this. Just got this light bulb moment. So you said now that sometimes the stresses come because we live from our minds, and in our mind we have patterns or ways of doing things. So we're going to say, like, for example, I like my shoes this way. I want my bed this way. I need to change my bed sheets. I need to do this. The throw pillows have to be in place. So it's like, so it's always like, this is how I want it. This is what I want to do. Okay. But you're now saying to us to, like, you know what? Let it go. Let
it's
it
it,
go
it, it's
and
a
just
it's
relax.
a learning of letting it go, because for example, if everything, we are perfectionists, not everyone, but most of us. I find that we all
Yeah.
want ways in a certain way, because it's who we are. And then if
Yeah.
we don't do this and this, it kind of, your mind is like, oh my god, I need to get that done, because otherwise I'm not going
I'll
to be
run
okay.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to go
Yeah.
crazy. But the reason is because you've been doing that for such a long time that you're so used to it, and it's going all the time in a kind of like in a circle.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have one thing after another thing, and you will feel exhausted and tired because of it, you know because there is one thing after another thing and after another thing. It's to learning to take that breath and relax. And for me, it
Okay.
depends. And also every day, I go as the day goes. I don't have a list of the 100 things I need to get done. I maybe do have a things what I need to get done, and maybe there is 100 things what I need to get done. But I'm gonna get done things what I can done and what I feel like I want to get done, because then I'm gonna get them done well.
Fantastic. So Inga, I have somebody has a contribution,
Yeah.
and it's from Maureen. Maureen, thank you so much. Maureen says, I found that when the kids are involved and participate in keeping the order, it becomes less stressful. Okay. So for Maureen, it's involving everyone, involving the kids and making them to
Yes.
do stuff as well. So guys, I just want to say thank you very much for joining EB Speaks. So if you have questions, if you have suggestions, please feel free to use the text, and write, write your questions. And if you want to speak, we have reaction buttons. You can raise up your hands if you want to make any contributions to this conversation. Now, Inga, we talked about, and now next we're going to talk about the steps that you need. Oh, before we talk about that, let's talk about the self-discovery questions. We talked about, and the reason why I'm going to say that is because, in the article that we did together, you said that the lockdown, isn't such a bad idea after all. Because then in this lockdown, we kind of like have a break from the rat race and from the autopilot. The autopilot, go, 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 go. And then, so we're used to doing one thing after the other, living through the mind. I've got to do this, I've got to do that. And so now in the lockdown now, everybody is calm. Some of us don't have anywhere to go. The kids are all at home.
Can I just say something?
So
it's not even like I've been doing my own little research, and I have found that there's two parts of the people. So there's one side of the people who are actually working on themselves. They're discovering new things. They're realizing this is not at all what I wanted to do all these years. How could I stay in the same job for so many years? And then there is the other half of the people who are very stressed because they don't know what to do with themselves in that kind of situation. They feel lost. They feel afraid. Because they don't have anything to hang on to. And one of the things what I can say is now those other half of the people who are working on themselves, they're discovering new ways of what they want to do with their life. They don't pay a lot of attention to what's happening around the world. Now, I'm not, I think that it is good to be in a loop, right? But in a certain level. Now, the other half of the people who I find are lost and stressed are out, like they are really depressed. They are following what's happening in the world 24/7,
The news, the news and all of that.
I just think it's such a, if I would stay and we'll say go into that road, I would be stressed as well, because you don't even realize, like, our subconscious mind is recording things 24/7. It's not like it stops, because we only work with our conscious mind only 5%. So imagine that 95%, it's like, you see something bad in the news and you felt awful at that moment. And then something happens and you just have that stress in you, And that's all the things that we don't need if we want to kind of try to live in a balance and try to not to be stressed. And if people are depressed, this is the first thing they should stop doing is
listen to the news.
They should watch something and listen to something what makes them feel good, what makes them feel happy. It could be a comedy or it could be something like that. We don't watch news in our house at all. Like, I forbid it. I said no news. There's so much bad stuff happening. Now we are in a loop what's happening, but it doesn't give people any favor, What, if anything, it just makes them more stressed and depressed. So
so from what you said to me, there's some people, and it's true, there's some people who thoroughly enjoy the lockdown because in cause of the lockdown, they have discovered themselves. So, for example, someone lost his or her job, and the person realized that um, that I was doing this and I should have done that. So some people have discovered themselves in the process. So some of them would have been better writers or better painters, but they were probably doing engineering. But then with the no construction jobs going on, they found out that, oh, I could draw. So some people have actually discovered who they are. But then there are the others who seem lost, okay? And who are like, what am I going to do with my so those are the people that we want to talk about right now. And for them, you have 6 self-discovery questions, right?
Yeah.
So what are the 6 self-discovery questions? The self-discovery questions for people who are lost and who want to know the essence of life.
Now, for those people who feel lost and who feel, and I would say the anxiety would be a big thing as well, and the stress and everything like that. One of the things is they do live in their head a lot, like we all do.
Okay.
But they would be someone who's they have a plans. Those people have they have a plans. They just and now it's all like we all did. We all have plans, but they're just on hold. And like everybody else, we all have plans on hold.
Yeah.
But it's just people who just don't know what to do themselves. How do they gonna go about it and stuff like that. Now, I wrote it down there from it. So it's a self-care. The first thing.
Okay, we're going to get to that, Inga. We're going to get to the steps. We're going to get to the steps. Of 1 second before we go to the steps.
Yeah.
There is going to be somebody said something. So just hold that thought for a second. Someone says, thanks, EB, for this rich discussion. I like to speak of the 90/10 rule, which states that you're responsible for 90% of what happens to you. And only 10% is outside of your control. So you're fully responsible for most of your reactions to things or how things pan out. So that's
okay. Can I just say something?
So
can I just say something now? Yeah. Why we are a lot of people don't get what they working forward to it, right? Now, it's because from very young age, we've been conditioned to think and talk in such a way, and it kind of took the power away from us, to kind of believe that, you know what, I can do this. I have a power in me, because that's what all it is. We'll say, when you realize the power lies within in you, you can do anything, like really anything, and this is one of the things why I love my job, because I want people to realize how powerful they really are, because a lot of people like, oh no, and they just live in their head and stuff like that. But when you realize and you start believing in yourself, like really, everything will fall into place. I can promise you that, and to get to that point is really to start ask yourself question. Ask yourself.
And what are the questions, Inga? What are the questions?
You can start with the question, am I happy with the life I am in now? Am I happy with the situation I am in now? What can I do about it? What can I do? What are the talents I love about myself? To get to that self-discovery thing. The question is well, there's so many questions. It depends of the person.
I'll look for them.
I can post them up to you, and you can put them on the blog if you wish. And
we have
people
some of
are
them
interested.
Yeah, we had some of them. I'll just quickly go through them. we had the 6 questions, the self-discovery questions. So guys, if you want to know more about this topic, I have a blog called goshopforbaby.com. And in it, Inga was was the in-house consultant. And we talked about, or rather she told us about 8 ways to love yourself during this lockdown. So she had, she brought in so much input. So if you want to learn more about it, you can check on my website. It's goshopforbaby.com. And it's 8 ways to love yourself this lockdown. So Inga, quickly, I want to read out the 6 self-discovery questions. And number 1 is, if there were no limits in life, what would I do? So that's what you ask yourself in order to discover yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
So if there were no limits in life, what would I do? The second one is, do I do things out of my comfort zone? Okay. And sometimes really it's scared to do things out of the comfort zone, because sometimes you think about your family, you think about the responsibilities that you have, the financial situations that you find yourself. So a lot of times we don't want to step out of our comfort zones. And then the next question is, do I make decisions from a place of love or of fear? Okay, because a lot of times, like as parents, sometimes, and Inga, you have your lovely boys. A time will come when, like, your child says, Mom, I want to go to school in Canada. And I'm like, what are you going to look for in Canada? Number 1, you're thinking, Canada is very far. It's God knows how many hours away. No, I don't want you to go to Canada. I'm scared. Because you're thinking, it's not out of, you love them, but sometimes it's out of fear. Look, I don't want to lose sight of you as my child. So sometimes we even say no to the kids out of fear. Okay. And another one is, where am I putting too much energy into? So do I put too much energy into worrying? I worry about my kids. I worry about my life. I worry about my finances. I worry about my what people think about me, what I wear and stuff like that. And the next question is, do I hide my emotions? If so, why? Are you afraid of rejection? Are you afraid of, but sometimes, like, a lot of we women have a heart on our sleeves, and we say how we feel, and this is so it's real for a lot of us. And then the next one, which I do, and I'm sure a lot of us do, is, do I do a lot of negative or positive self-talk throughout the day? Now, I know some people wouldn't say anything, but I talk to myself. I love myself. And sometimes you find out that as a person, you talk to yourself, you have conversations in your mind.
All
and
the time.
Sometimes your mind is so toxic. Sometimes if you don't catch yourself, you think about, my husband would say that sometimes, sometimes when I'm having a conversation with my husband, and I say to him sometimes that, he says, Evie, what are you upset about? I say, because I'm already upset about the reaction that you're going to take. And it's like, but I haven't said anything. I said, no, because I know you're going to do that. So women, because sometimes we over process, that kind of way.
Knows you so well.
Yeah. So you're like, so talking, and we all talk to ourselves, but do I do a lot of negative or positive self-talk throughout the day? So it's important then you're saying, because Inga, this is what you said. You said to do, these are the self-discovery questions. So we have to, I know we talk to ourselves, but then we have to talk positively to ourselves. Is that it? Positive
what it is?
I can do it.
The little trick is when you catch yourself that you're talking negative, example, oh, I have pain in my leg, oh, maybe there's something wrong with my leg, oh my God, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital. You see, it kind of leads straight away up, because that's how we think. Then
the worst.
Then when you catch that you think negative in a negative way, when you catch that, that's you brought your awareness to it. And then when you brought your awareness to it, you change that. So I love to call it catch challenge, change. You know,
Oh my
catch,
gosh,
challenge,
Inga,
change.
this is so deep. I have to write it down myself.
Yeah, it's really what it is. The minute you find you speaking, talking negative in your head, you catch it, then you challenge it. Why am I thinking in such a way? And then, oh, this is silly, and then change it. You know, change to that positive thought about my leg is not sore. You know, I was on a bike yesterday, so that's why it's sore. You know, it's just for example. But that is a good exercise as well. Catch, challenge, change.
So guys, yeah. So guys,
It's a funny thing. It's a funny thing. But,
okay, so someone says, what my brother says, well done, EB. Very interesting topic. Talks like this will emancipate many. Thank you very much,
that's
brother.
lovely.
Yeah, so he's one of my favorite human beings on the planet.
Oh, that's lovely. That's really nice.
Thanks, bros. Okay, so Inga, the next thing I want to talk about is the 8 ways to beat the lockdown blues. What are the 8 ways?
So so you put it over. One of them was you can stay connected. Connecting with the people, with the friends is very important. And what I have found as well, a lot of people have become very isolated, and that is not healthy. That is not healthy for your well-being, for your mind. And I found a lot of kids being isolated as well. I think it is very important to the family keep the connection, like through the video calls. Now we have this opportunity. We can ring through Zoom or WhatsApp or Messenger. We can do the game nights in the evening, or give the kids that naughty hour or two to play PlayStation or Xbox online with the friends. You know, it's things like that. For women, it's one of the things to stay connected with their girlfriends, because we so love to talk, you know, and it's the same exact thing, you know, staying connected through the video call, or meet someone and go for a walk, you know, ring the person, because sometimes you don't even realize, because you might brighten up someone else's day or even your own day. I have found if I would be a little bit low and I'll talk with one of my friends, I will feel uplifted. You know, it's not that bad, you know. So I think it is very important to stay connected. You can even write a letter to the friend or to the family member. Such a good idea. People have forgotten about the letter writing. I love that. I wrote a letter to my grandmother. Actually, she's 84 and she lives in Latvia. And she was absolutely delighted. She's like, I can't remember last time when I received a letter, you know? Yeah. So that's one of the things. I think eating well as well. And I'm not going to be going there and say, oh, now everyone has to eat well, but have a better choices with the foods and stuff. Have that naughty takeaway if you want to. I'm not doing anything at home the weekend, so we might as well get a takeaway. Just to do kind of things like that. What else was there?
Self-care. I love that one.
Self-care. I love care.
Tell us about self-care, yeah? Self-love.
Self-care and self-love is one of the important things. Now, how do we do self-care? What is that for you? What makes you feel relaxed for yourself? For some people, it might be go and soak up in the bath, or go for a walk, or go to have, I don't know, the yoga or meditation. Yoga actually is very good. Have you tried yoga before?
No, I haven't.
And you don't have to become like a yoga guru or anything like that. There's a starting exercises it's actually the stretches, and
Okay, yeah.
it's the stretches together with the breathing, and it is very beneficial for mind and body.
Yeah.
Breathing exercises as well, and the simple way to practice that is to breathe in as deep as you can, to bring that your chest is full, and hold it and breathe out. And try to practice that throughout the day a couple times. When you remember, because then in a time you will become aware that you can actually breathe deeper breath. For somebody who hasn't done that, hasn't practiced that, they won't be able to take a very deep breath, But then in time, people actually take a deeper breath, and it's really with the practice. So this is another thing. Even if sometimes you feel stressed or tired, or even when you're in bed before you go into bed, it's very beneficial before the sleep. It calms your mind. You get your oxygen goes to all your organs, which is very, beneficial as well. So the breathing exercise is very good. Essential oils. Essential oils are amazing too.
Okay.
Because we have so much smells with everything, and there's a specific ones which you can use before you go into bed, when you wake up in the morning, to refresh you, energize you, to calm you down. You can use them in your drink, in your bath, and there's all different ones what I shared as well. But the lavender is my favorite. The lavender is my favorite.
Tell me about lavender.
Lavender, what I do with the lavender, I actually have it over there. So
Okay.
I put them in a little spray bottle. I don't have it there now. But what you can do, you can put, we'll say, 5 drops of lavender, a little bit lemon, and witch hazel. It can be bought in any pharmacy, and it's like it's rose water. So you mix them together and then pour a little bit still water in it, the clean water, and it's a spray. So you can spray it on your bed sheets or even in the air before you go to bed. I love to do that to my kids to calm them down in the evening. So I spray that in a room or on a bed sheet. It's really, really beneficial. And you can also use that in the creams if you have any skin problems or anything. It's a lovely one. Like, it's nearly finished now. I'm gonna have to get another one.
So lavender. Okay.
Lavender.
So you're saying that okay. So I just want to recap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just want to recap. So first, one of the ways in which you can actually, one of the stress beaters or want to beat the lockdown blues is one, self-care. Love yourself. Okay. Take a look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am beautiful. Yes. That's you said that. Remember?
Yes.
So loving yourself. And the second one is to breathing exercises. Now, Inga, you said something about putting your hands in your heart.
So when we do that, we connect with our breathing. So when you put your hands on your heart, that's when you connect with your higher self. Okay. And we all want to connect with our higher self. So, and we also want to give love to our heart, because our heart does so much love, like it works all the time. So what I do is put my hands on my heart and I breathe in and I love saying to myself that I am enough. I do what I can do. I love myself first, and I can give love to others, because you have to give love for yourself first.
Okay.
Okay. And you can, even if people one day, what I found sometimes beneficial, in the morning when you wake up and you go to a bathroom, you can write that on the mirror, I love me, or that kind
Positive
of things.
affirmations.
And it's the more you're going to repeat that to yourself, it's going to start sticking into your mind, So it's all the practice. So self-care is the first thing, and starting with yourself, connecting with your heart.
So
and breathe in.
So putting your hand on your heart is like hugging your heart. It's like
You
hugging,
hug,
giving
you
your hug,
hug your heart.
giving your heart a hug.
You're giving yourself a hug, because we often don't. We think about other things. We think about our kids. Our kids are our priority, but we have to give love for ourselves. That we can give the love and attention to everybody else, for the ones we care about. Because if we're not going to look after ourselves first, how can we care about others? That's kind of the one thing. You get stressed, and all other things can fall into, because you forget about the self-care, you forget about looking after yourself. And that's then you start into having problems with your kids, with your partner, husband, and family or friends, or it can be many different things. So it all starts with you first. So after yourself first.
Okay.
And love yourself.
So you love ourselves. We take deep breaths, which is all part of self-care, and then we stay connected.
Yeah, we stay connected. Yes, we stay connected with our family, with our friends. And you know what it is as well for the self-care? Find your happy place. What is your happy place? A home or outside, whatever it is. Find your happy place. What is your happy place? Where is your happy place? So it is very important because when you do that, you recharge, you have power to do that. And you're like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to take on the kids and the family and everyday things, And it is important to give yourself that time, even 10 minutes a day, every day is a big. Even 5 minutes if someone is very busy with many other things. The 5 minutes every day, every morning, leave the phone away. Don't look at your emails or anything like that. Wake up, give yourself a love, appreciate yourself is the very first thing to do that.
Very good. And you talked about finding calm, and going for walks as well, breathing fresh air.
For me, I love walking or cycling. But walking really relaxes you. It gives you a time to reflect on the things you might want to do, or you have it in your head. It gives you that time to think, and relax.
Okay.
And exercise as well. Just think about that as well. Your exercise and walking is a very beneficial thing. You do not have to go out for a run. If you not a runner, you can go for nice walks. Yeah.
Okay.
I love
I'm trying to
walking.
get some questions now from Facebook. Okay.
No problem.
Okay. So exercising, walking. Now, Inga, you know the way you said to find a place, a place,
A happy
for
place?
yourself at home, a happy place. So sometimes, can the bathroom be a happy place?
It can be anything. If the bathroom is your
Okay.
happy place, you know, it's about everyone's individual. What is their happy place? You know,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
it could be bed, their happy place. It could be maybe sit alone with no distractions, happy place. Put on the earphones and listen to your favorite music or song or anything, or listen to the podcast or something like that. Could be your happy place. You know, everyone has a different way, different happy place. It's to find that happy place. And then you will feel better too, because you did something for yourself as well.
My happy place, right, is when I wake up in the mornings. I have a corner in my house. I just sit down there by the bedside, by the lamp. I have a chair, and then there's a corner there. Before the children wake up in the morning, I sit down there and I pray. And then sometimes I just like to sit down on that chair and just take in every moment, and I just rest. A friend of mine's happy place was she'd come back from work, and then she had a corner in her house. And then when she comes back from work, she turns off the light and sits on that chair. And at that point, whether the house is upside down is none of her business, because she has to recharge her batteries in that little corner over there. Inga, I want us to talk more about the essential oils. Now, I use lemon oils because I read somewhere that if your nose is blocked or something, whatever, you can put some lemon oil, at the tip of your nose and then behind your ear, and you feel better. I use mint for, the way sometimes for ingrown hair. And I like, and only recently, I started using, how do you call it again? Eucalyptic oil. I don't know the name. Yeah, that's the name. Yeah. Yes. I use it for like eucalyptic. Yeah. So I put it in steaming water, and then I just put a few drops, and then I just go.
What you can also do. Yeah. Okay. So what you can also do with eucalyptus oil, what I do if I have a cold, when you're having a shower, a steam shower, you put a couple drops in the shower, and it's with the steam water, you're gonna have that, it will unblock the nose and everything. It's really good. Now these doTERRA essential oils, why they are my favorite is because these are the only ones you can take internally as well. So we'll say, for instance, you were talking about lemon. Now this lemon, what I do with this one is I have a 5-liter bottle of water, and I put 3 drops lemon in it. And that way it's, so we'll say the lemon one comes from Italy, and it's been made from the skin, the oil. It's detoxifying. It keeps your immune system strong because there's a vitamin C in it. And you can use it in so many different ways. You can add it to the water. You can add it to the foods. You can add it to the if you're cleaning the house and stuff like that, in the spray. So there's so many other things you can do with it. Now, I love this one in the cream as well. I make my own body lotions. So I just add that in the we'll say the coconut oil. Add that, and it gives you a great boost because of the, these little wrinkles and all that. And the grapefruit is as well amazing for.
Which one? Inga?
Yeah.
Please, can you tell me about the one for the wrinkles, because I'm interested now.
Okay, but there's a few
wrinkles.
of them. So there is a grapefruit one. Now the grapefruit is amazing for the skin itself, and also for the cellulite and things like that. What I do is I use coconut oil, and I add grapefruit, lemon, and wild orange, because all of them have an amazing properties for the skin and everything, like the cellulite, the wrinkles. I will really suggest you to try it. It's absolutely amazing. You don't need to go and buy any products for that, because they have so much benefits itself. It's like a pure oil. And the fact that you can use them internally as well, they have like these healing properties. So they're definitely the ones to go. The basil actually is really good with lavender. Now, when you have an earache, when your ear is sore, my partner had sore ear, and I put drop of lavender, drop of basil, and I'm not kidding, 2 days, everything was gone. No pain.
Did you drink it?
No. This one, I put it on a cotton bud. So I put a drop each on a cotton, and you just place it in your ear, and you leave it there for like 2 hours or something. And also you can just put the drops and just rub it around your.
Remember, I was in Dublin must be the year 2000 for a.
So yeah.
Rugby, I think it was.
Okay. So quickly, talking. What I would have to say is that Inga. Okay, yes, someone is talking now. So Inga, just quickly, guys, there's different types of essential oils. Okay. Now, the essential is talking about is the doTERRA, and the doTERRA is among the very few essential oils that you can actually drink. So you can inject. I mean, you can take in.
Yeah,
they're edible. So not all essential oils are edible. Okay.
Yeah.
So those are just the few ones that are edible. And if you want to buy them, you can contact me or whatever, or you can check on my. If you go to my blog, goshopforbaby.com, I have essential oils, and you can just click, and you can just see the types that you want. Unfortunately, we have to ask. Unfortunately, I don't think they're coming to Nigeria, but special arrangements, I'm sure we can bring them to Nigeria for you if you're interested in using essential oils. Inga, I'm really very interested now in the ones that get rid of the wrinkles and cellulite, because you know what I mean. That's every woman's,
every woman
to get rid of the cellulites and wrinkles and all.
And actually, there are so many things you can do as well.
All of those things. So you say,
there's a lot of things you can do. Like,
what about dry skin?
Oh, that would be amazing for the dry skin. Now, just think about it. What is in lemon, orange, and lemon, orange, and what else did I have there? Grapefruit. Yeah, forgot about the grapefruit. Just imagine the whole concept of it, how much benefits they have. And when you put that on your skin, that's amazing. So there's so much antioxidants. It makes your skin really richer, and like I love combining them with a cocoa butter and coconut oil. If you want to make as cream, but you could use after shower and stuff. And then you just put all those drops in. And it is amazing, really, really amazing. I can put up the, the recipe for it if you wish. I'll send you the recipe.
Okay, do that. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'll put it on my page. Now, Inga, but you know the way, like some of my audience live in Nigeria. So Nigeria is a tropic, so we have the sun, a lot of sun. So if we use lemon oil, for example, then our skins become sensitive to the sun, and then it can darken us. So what's the alternative to that? How do we prevent that from happening? Is there any creams we could use?
Oh, I'm pretty sure, like, which one would, I'd say the lavender would be very good for it. Because what lavender
For
does...
sunburn, right?
Yes, because what lavender does, it is, if you have irritated skin or anything like that, it calms your skin, and there's a lot of good properties in it. So if you would maybe even combine that with the same like oil, or even any cream, and you put like a few drops in it, that would definitely should ease and help.
Okay.
There.
You know what, Inga? We're going to have a special show. We're going to have a special show on essential oils, and we're going to get the couples in Galway to tell us about essential oils. I think it's going to be very good, because essential oils, I think, are one of the best kept secrets in the world.
But you see, the oils being used.
The beautiful thing about...
No, what I wanted to say, sorry, then, that oil's been used for over 5,000 years, and I just believe when the corporations and everything has taken over, people have forgotten about it. And I think it is a time when people return to like natural ways of, and they are even a better ways how they can heal and get rid of the things. Because when you're thinking about it, the ways back, people were also beautiful and their skins were beautiful, So no, that's definitely, I think it is a very good idea to have them on the show. I'm pretty sure they would be delighted as well to talk and share their experience with the oils. Yeah.
Okay, so Inga, I just want to quickly go to Facebook to read some comments, okay? And IB Organ says, some people are also stressed about job insecurities and the impact of COVID on the economy long term. So she's talking about, why people are also always very stressed. And she also says the burden of childcare, it's quite tough to juggle all these balls. She's talking about the kind of the kind of situations that women go through in terms of the kind of things that we have to deal with. And some of the times, there is the financial burden of everything, and people are really, really, really very scared. And Ayaba gets it. She likes catch, challenge, and change. So Ayaba's, she really gets that, and she's very happy about it. So guys, if you have any questions or if you want to make any contributions, can you just please raise up your hands, and just so we can unmute you to say what you have to say. Inga, I must say that, that this is a very, 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 interesting outing, and I really, really, really enjoyed it. And I just want to give a quick recap, of what you said, that so we should learn to live in order to beat the lockdown burden, like the blues, the stress around the lockdown. We should learn to live more with our hearts than our minds. So our minds are go, 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 but then our hearts are who we really are. So you're also saying to just sometimes let go of things, okay? And that so it's the choice is within us to kind of like let go. And sometimes the house can be untidy, nobody died, the kind of way. And then you also talked about about reprogramming our minds. And again, it's about the 90-10 rule, that that your reaction depends on you. So reprogramming your mind simply means making that choice.
It is choice. Yeah, it's all about
the choice that you have to make. Yes. And then you also talked about, again, the triggers. We can't live without the triggers, but then we can know how to go around them. Again, going around the triggers is also about the choices that we make to
How we respond
circumstances
to
and
them.
situations around it, how we respond to circumstances and situations. And and then the 8 ways to beat the lockdown blues as number 1, self-care. You can't give what you don't have. Love yourself. That's 1. 2, breathing exercises. And what I learned from the breathing exercises is that, one of the ways he said is to put your hands on your heart and breathe in and out. So doing that, and I learned this, Inga, that when you put your hands on your heart, you're actually giving your heart a hug and telling your heart, girl, I got you. Can love others. And you talked about staying connected. It's important to stay connected. It's important then to connect with people that brighten up your day, that make you happy, right? Connect with people that
Make you feel good.
that inspire you, right? And you also talked about finding calm. And it was like you could go on long walks. And you talked about the benefits of having fresh air, vitamin C and fresh air. And again, what else? What else? Yeah, family fun time. Inga, we didn't talk about family fun time.
Well, I think I put it out there a little bit. It's important to come up with something new. We all watch the movies and things like that. Now, the board games is really exciting way to have an evening with your family, and you can connect with your kids and your partner. Learn how to play cards. It's a fun game as well. Yeah, learn how to play cards, or teach the kids how to play cards. It could be very great fun. I think the chess is very good as well as for the family to learn how to play chess, to come up with something new. For the kids would love that as well. We have sometimes we do karaoke nights, and we have very bad, but it's some kind of fun way of connecting with your kids together as well. So these kind of things that we can do to make it a little bit more fun, what else? There's a Monopoly games, or we'll say Friday or Saturday week coming up with an idea that we're going to play such and such a game. So then it makes for kids to be more excited and looking forward for the weekend or some other days, whoever suits, what suits the family best. And this day we're doing this, and the kids would be very excited. And the family have this time when they are bonding together, and learning something new. So, yeah.
That's fantastic. So guys, what I want to say is I'm really very excited about today's program, today's event. And I learned so much from Inga. It's incredible that, the power of the mind and what the mind can do, to change things and to help change perspective. So Inga, it's been, a wonderful, wonderful time talking with you.
Same here. Thank you.
I learned a lot. I learned so much. So guys, does anyone have any questions, any contributions and stuff like that? Okay.
No, just in the final
guys,
note.
to read more about final note, final notes. Okay, good.
Just in a final note, I just wanted to say that we should. There's times when we don't have control over things, and we should let that go. control the things which you can control, but the things you can't control, like we'll say the situation, what's happening in the world about the financials and stuff like that, it is out of our control. But what we can do is, because we all creating our own reality, it's we can just think of the ways how I would love to see the future in a positive way rather than negative way, So control the things you can, and the things that it is out of control, there's nothing we can do about it. But what we can do, we can think about the things what we would like to do in a positive way, for the future.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Inga, you're the second person that has said this today. I was listening to a training today my husband was doing, and we talked, when I was reading, we watched something that talked about creativity and thinking about how, because talking about how you have the power to control, things. And he said something. He said, think about your future. He talked about dreaming, daydreaming and dreaming about the kind of future that you want. And sometimes, it works, because once you can think it, you can achieve it. So you're saying to us right now is there's some things that you cannot control, right? But your response to the things that you can't control is yours, and it's important.
But this is now, what you're talking about there now is a law of attraction, okay? Now, the one thing is about when we think it, we get it, is not entirely true. Now, we can think all our lives and we might not get what we want. But is it important when we think it and dream it about it, that we feel it? We have to feel it. The feeling is the most important thing for if you want to manifest something in your life, we'll say the new car or something like that. You have to feel it then. You have to actually feel it, how it would be that you're sitting in that car. The feeling is what brings us forward. It's all about the feeling, thinking and feeling, because we are beings and we have this, we think, and the feeling, is a very, very important thing of manifest anything what you want. It goes down to how you feel.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Inga. And just a quick one here. And Messi asked a question. It says essential oils. It says, when are you having that talk? So Inga, when are we going to have the talk on essential oils? Because someone wants it.
I'm pretty sure. Now it's February, isn't it? I can probably do in a week or two, isn't it? April?
Okay.
It will be April now anyway.
We'll talk about it and then we will get back.
Yeah.
April? Okay, so we're going to have the talks about essential oils in April, Mercy. Okay, so
I can also put
Inga,
out
our time's up.
We came across. I said I can also put it out on my page when we talk about oils.
Okay, so so guys, quickly, Inga has a page and on Facebook, and it's called Future Self. And she's a mindset and holistic coach. She does fantastically well in what she does. And I have learned a lot from her. And so if you check on my website, goshopforbaby.com, she was featured. She, talked about the 8 ways to beat, to love yourself during this lockdown. And I learned a lot. And, it's very important that as women and as individuals that we look after ourselves, because we have a powerhouse. Everyone depends on us to do stuff. but we have to look after ourselves first before we can look after others. After all, you can't give what you don't have. And I know then that there's a lot of financial issues, and one of the reasons why people are even tired is because of the financial stress. And I can say that, listen, it's everyone. You're not the only one. I'm not the only one who is going through these financial difficulties. The best we can do is to work with what we have, cut our coats according to size, cut the budget, let go of things that we can't afford. If you can't afford ice cream, let it go and drink water. If you can't drink soft drinks, let it go and drink water. The kind of way. If you can't do 3 square meters, do 2 at least. It's about, living with what you have and within your means in the meantime, and do whatever you can, and explore who you are. Like
I just came up with an idea. We can
tell me.
We can do one time, like I would love to do that, how to create your future.
Okay.
And we can talk about the way, the exercises, what you could do. I'd love to share those, and just go with the detail of the things about how we're thinking and feeling, and what maybe can come across why we don't get what we are thinking of, things like that. Yeah, that would be.
Can you give us a teaser? Like examples?
Well, I'd say we could give the example and the exercises how you could do that, and we will give like a 30-day tryout for the people.
Okay.
I think that would be especially for the people who are in this situation, like everyone has a different situation in their life. Someone has harder than others, and I think that would be kind of very beneficial for everybody. And we could do like 30-day, how would you call that now? 30-day learning school,
Okay.
Yeah. And that's
fantastic. I'm open to it.
Yeah. We'll chat about it later then.
We will chat about it later. So guys, Inga, we spoke for 1 hour, 30 minutes.
Yes.
And I must say that this is a very, very interesting outing, and I really enjoyed it. And I thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you to everyone who made it, to everyone who made it. I have my friends, I have my sisters, I have, I am absolutely grateful. Till next time, take care and see you next time. So thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks.
And Inga,
bye, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night. Yeah.